Well, hello there lads and lassies, and welcome to my Fallout 3 review. Here we will look at the inner workings and the outer workings, whatever that means, of this magnificent title. Of course, it is not without problems, but what game is? And the biggest problem I have at the moment with this title is the fact that the opening is as long and as boring as I remember it being. In fact, I think it's actually worse. I have over 300 hours playtime with this game, so it's not an unusual occurrence to get sick of this opening after so many playthroughs. So sit back and relax as we delve into Fallout 3. So as I was saying, the intro for this game is boring as fuck, so we're just going to fast forward past it. We'll get to the meat and potatoes of the game, and that's when the game really opens up, when you first get out that vault and you've finalised your character and the sun hits your eyes and you're like, whoa. And then that brightness dials back, and all you're left with is the hell of the wastes to shape you into like whatever you want to be. Think of yourself as like jobby or clay or something malleable, and you just let your experience shape you. It's great that way. Love it. First port of call should really be a place called Megaton, but I just went walking, to be honest with you. There's a wee town no far from you, and you'll find some fairly interesting gear in and amongst the rubble and some of the safes and the cabinets. Just have a wee search and you'll find a school which is full of raiders, so you might want to get a wee bit of combat practice in, but I recommend being melee if you're going to start the game, because the guns are just shite in the beginning. They are pure poopy!
Fuck me!
I usually pick speechcraft or wee guns and things like that. Lock picking, repair, they're all good things to start off with, because you do a lot of fucking lock picking, a lot of hacking. The hacking minigame in this game is, well, I don't know if it's shite or if I'm just shite at it. You know what I mean? This came out back in 2008. PC, PS3, Xbox 360. Good, that's that shite out the way. And it's as bleak as fuck. I mean, the game is green. Literally, the whole thing's green, unless you're in like a bunker, and then it's grey. So it's green and grey. It's like the Matrix Reloaded. It's as bleak as fuck. There's no hope left. The world's been decimated, pumped rotten into the dirt. There's nothing left but fucking puddles of radiation, fucking mutants, fucking cunts with guns and knives and fucking pipes and that. No, and it's all fucking dead. It's all fucking dead! Isn't it wonderful? It's a beauty of a game. Can I fucking believe it, you know? It speaks to me on a personal level, an emotional, spiritual, jobby level, everything. Even a fucking pie and chips kind of level, do you know what I mean? It's mine, it's my meat and totties. It's the game that I entered the Fallout series with. It's the game that speaks to me the most, and you always will get that. Your first game in a series is the one you're going to love the most, no matter what. That's why folk prefer Fallout 1 and 2 to 3, even though they're massive heaps of shite. It's the game that they entered the series into. Do you know what I mean? They came into that series with that game. That'll always be their favourite, even though they're shite. Okay, good. Like I was saying, the mood, the game is bleak, man. I can't. It's like a graveyard. The whole world's this big, massive, fucking green graveyard, and there's just monsters in it, and not all the monsters look like melted jobby. Some of them are people, and they'll attack you on sight, no matter what. Some of them are nice. Some of them you get hunters that'll feed you fucking human flesh, though. It's called strange meat. It's human fucking flesh. You got an all manner of massive arsenals to defeat these wallopers with, right? We'll go through the guns and we'll go through the monsters. And I'll go through some of the things I don't like so much. So the guns, you've got your standard for your 9mm, no you don't, 10mm guns, Chinese pistol. Looks like a fucking German Luger though, so I don't know what's going on there. You get your baseball bats and your lead pipes and your brass knuckles, your knuckle duster things, you know what, fucking smash teeth in with. Then you've got your rocket launchers, flamethrowers, Gatling guns, Gatling lasers, laser rifles, plasma rifles, fucking mines, fucking hand grenades, fucking bottles, fucking magic jobby missiles, magic fucking everything, fucking mini nukes, everything. You just fucking kill everything until it kills you back. Then you get the monsters and you've got fucking mole rats and fucking what you call the fucking flying things that fire their own shite at you, the bloat flies. You've got fucking super mutants and centaur mutants and fucking raiders and fucking ghouls and fucking death claws. Hate the death claws though. Death claws can go run up my dick. Like right up the urethra. Bastards. Although I did find one recently and it only had like 2 or 3 bars of health left, so I wonder what the fuck it was fighting. You've got Yao Guai, which are Japanese bears that basically just about everything you can find in here you'll found in New Vegas. I did the New Vegas I did the New Vegas review first because it's my favourite of the series. But it's no. I actually have to put Fallout 3 and NV New Vegas fucking on the same sort of pedestal because there's things that I like better about each game. I prefer the characters and the speechcraft and all that in New Vegas, but I think the world's better in Fallout 3. I don't know, it's just so weird, it's annoying as hell. So if you combine both you'd have the perfect Fallout game. It's just that some parts of New Vegas is just like, it's a desert. Why did you set a nuclear fucking game in a desert? It's already a desert. It's a moot point. It's like, set it somewhere more interesting next time other than bastard and deserts. Yes, New Vegas is there, but New Vegas is fucking tiny. So the bombs didn't drop here. Are you sure they didn't drop here? It fucking looks like they did. It's a bastard mess. As always, is Las Vegas just a shithole normally? I don't know. Anybody that's from there that sees this, let me know, will you? So the creatures are quite interesting to look at, and they're tough to fight. The Yao Guai bit me like fucking quite a bit of times and took a lot of life off. I'm a bit early right enough in discovering it, but I'm really just running around the place to try and get footage of different creatures so I can see all the variations of things, you know. Right, when you get to DC, like downtown DC, you need to use the fucking metro tunnels to navigate around because all the streets are sort of littered with bits of building and you can't always bypass them, even though you can clearly climb over them. But it is what it is. It's a game mechanic, right? But the fucking metro tunnels, man, they're shite. The whole game's dark and dingy, but man, it's like fucking claustrophobia times 12, and it's littered with fucking ghouls, and I just can't be fucked with it half the time. Just running down there with a hunting rifle, just plug in all these ghouls and you'll run into the occasional super mutant. It's like the metro tunnels aren't great, and I think they could have relied on them a hell of a lot less. Just don't put buildings in the fucking way. What you thinking, Bethesda? Oh, we've got our 200 endings. Shut the fuck up and focus on making your fucking geometry a wee bit more varied. Just a wee bit more. That's the biggest complaint I've got about Fallout 3 is everything kind of looks dingy and dark and kind of green. It all kind of looks just sort of kind of looks the same, but it's the same in New Vegas. Rather than being dingy and dark, it's bright and orange, but it all kind of looks the same. So if you combine the two of them, oh hey, you combine the two of them. Oh, you play 4 now. 4 is a fucking great map. That is a brilliant map. That is fucking sensational mappage. The story in this game's shite and all. You'll complete it in about 6 hours, but don't play the game for just the story. You're looking for your dad, your sweet old daddy dumpling, who has left you in a vault and fucked off. A vault you weren't supposed to be able to leave, so the overseers went, "Oh, yeah, that'll be fucking right, you old bastard," and killed your pal. And then I found him and battled him to death with a baseball bat.
There he is! Gotcha!
Your father was a traitor and a coward.
Right there. You're no better than
And then the wee bird that he likes, or the character likes in the game, is like, "You killed my dad." I said, "Well, your dad killed my pal." Fuck you. Yeah, what did you give me a gun for then? What do you think was, "Here, have this gun, I hope you don't need to use it." Like, well, don't give me it then, you fucking boot. Even though it was a baseball bat I killed him with, but that's not the point. So you fight the Enclave in this, eventually after you find your paw and you're like, "Oh, we're going to make clean water for everybody." You're like, "Oh, smashing. Clean water. Brilliant, right, cool." Yeah, actually, story-wise, that's fine. It's an apocalyptic place. All the puddles are irradiated. There's very little drinking water left. That's a sound fucking plot device, plot thingy. Aye, good. Liam Neeson's your dad. Aye. Talk about phoning it in, Jesus. Actually, his performance is okay. I don't think he does a lot of video game work. It's not as hammy as, Dartman's performance. "Give me the fucking bear, you cunt!" Even though he doesn't say anything like that, but it's, it's... I'm paraphrasing here, okay? Fuck's sake. It's not verbatim, but in saying that, for other complaints I can throw at the game, I do spend an awful lot of time in it, and you get to some fucking awesome bits, like when you get to the mall, just outside of the Washington Monument. It's amazing looking, and it's just chock for super mutants. And these super mutants can get fucking tough. If you've loaded the DLC up before you've played the game, you're gonna get DLC level difficulty of bad guys, which can be trying. Like, you'll get your super mutant overlord. They're a pain in the arse. They've got a tri-beam fucking laser rifle. You'll get your albino fucking rad scorpions. They take about 3 hours to kill with any weapon that I've got. Like grenade launcher, rocket launcher, nuke, you name it, it takes ages to kill them, and they will wallop you in a couple of good hits. So if you see an albino rad scorpion, just try and get the fuck out of the way of the thing. I don't know how right enough, because they're fast as fuck as well, they're huge.
I can't do it.
Rad scorpion, man, Jesus. Fucking hell, man, the game's violent and all, you're fucking dismemberment left and right, blowing heads off. It's great fun right enough. Blowing people to bits, and you'll see wee giblets fly around the place, and it's like, yes, I want them all to burn in the fire that they created. Oh yeah, burn, baby, burn. Anyway, I'm going to think about wrapping this push up. It's been great talking to you about one of my favourite action action RPGs. And that's what this is, but don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, it's just a first-person shooter. No, that would be a mistake. You're going to come off incredibly frustrated. It's not Call of Duty, it's not Borderlands, it's a whole other beast, and you need to treat it as such and have your expectations tailored to such a game of this type, because it does come off as dated, especially in the mushroom cloud of its younger brother, Fallout 4. And whenever I talk about Fallout 76, I will never be reviewing that game, okay? I've done one video on it on the beta. It's years old now. I don't like it, even though I said I did like it in the video. I don't. Scrap, shite, bollocks. Turd. Not talking about it again. Good. The next video will be Fallout 4. Adios.
War. War never changes. In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue to another bloody chapter of human history. For man had succeeded in destroying the world, but war never changes. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
Hello you bloated arse cheeks, and today I am going to be reviewing Fallout New Vegas, because it's smashing. That means good in Scotland, right? Smashing means good. Cracking means good. Gemmy means good. Alright, glad we got that cleared up. Let's move on with the review, right? And we'll dive into this one as deep as we can go, because this is a big arsed game, okay? A big, humongous game. Story's not big though, but you don't play Fallout and Bethesda open world games in general just for the basic story. That would be a mistake on your part. And yeah, so let's have a look.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Fallout New Vegas was released on the 19th of October 2011. That's the same year as Skyrim. What a good year that was for open world RPGs of certain types. This is not a Bethesda made product. This is made by Obsidian Entertainment, which originally was Interplay, Black Isle Studios, I believe. These are the guys responsible for the original Fallout 1 and 2. I don't know who made Fallout Tactics, so don't ask. But Fallout went back home for a wee while. and it turned out to be quite buggy and quite a mess when it first released. Now, there are reasons for this. The Obsidian were only given 18 months, 1 year and a half to make the bloody thing. Don't know why. And then Bethesda promised them they got an 85% on Metacritic to get their bonuses, and then they got 84 and still didn't give it to them. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of cursing and swearing and dart throwing at pictures of Todd Howard and the like, you know, just subtle things. But now that they're all under the same banner of Xbox, they have to get on, don't they? So where's Fallout New Vegas 2 or Fallout LA? Get it sorted, Microsoft. You've got all the resources, people want it, fucking make it happen. So basically the bugs were not Obsidian's fault, not directly anyway. They were under extreme time constraints. But the whole irony of the situation is, I think most people consider of the new generation of Fallout games, Fallout 3, New Vegas and 4 and 76, that New Vegas is probably the most well loved and more highly regarded of the series, so I hope they do get to make another one. That would be absolutely smashing, because they did make Outer Worlds. Now the Outer Worlds is just Fallout in space. It feels like a Fallout game. The combat's the same, only it's a lot tighter and a lot more fun. The way they handle the conversations is the same. Even when you get the bit where you'll stand still and the camera will pan round the character when you're not playing the game, that's in there. So it's like, Jesus, this is just Fallout, but you know, competently made, shitely made in that fucking Gamebryo engine that Bethesda insist on using. But I don't think they're gonna get to use that anymore. Get that shit to fuck. I still think Starfield's gonna be with the Gamebryo engine, and that makes me very nervous. It looks nice, but something's no right. They can't have made that in a new engine. There wouldn't have been the time, unless they have made it in a new engine. Because I know the Microsoft acquisition of ZeniMax, those kind of deals don't just go through overnight. So they could have said, look, we're going to be taking this over, right? Make this game in a better engine, or we'll put you in a casket and fire you into the sun. Probably something like that, you know, or more monetary incentives, like, Todd boy, sorry, you wanna make this in a better engine, and we'll give you another fucking Tesla, you wank. Something like that, aye. Anyway, I know Black Isle or Obsidian or whatever they were called were making Fallout 3 at the time of it all falling apart. So I'm wondering how much of that actually made it into this game. Probably quite a bit. I mean, it's set in a very similar setting to Fallout 2. So I'm thinking that a lot of those sort of early games, a lot of those ideas have migrated and made it into the 3D one, which is great. So it's a spectacularly made game for the time they made it in. I mean, had been given a normal, like maybe even a 5-year schedule to make the damn thing, I think this would have been very special when it came out. But it is now. It's been patched out the wazoo, so I wouldn't worry about any bugs other than, you know, bad engine bugs. But there you go. That's the assets that we're given, and you can only make the cake as good as what you're given, and as good as you are taught to make it. Right, so now I'm going to chat about the characters and the factions and the daubers that you will, you know, come to meet through this wonderful wasteland. So the main factions are the NCR, Caesar's Legion, the Pricks in New Vegas, which is Mr. House, I believe, or no, Dr. House, that's a different program, that's a whole different thing entirely. Hugh Laurie is not in this game. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Hugh Laurie's not in this game. Anyway, so that's like your three main factions. I think there's smaller ones, like when you first play the game and you're in that wee town that I forget the name of, and you meet Doc Mitchell. There you are, there's a name I can remember, and Cheyenne, which is the Doug, and I think that somebody called Betty. No, that's not right. But those daubers that you first meet in the first town. What the fuck is that called? Riverdale? Jobbydale? Hold on. The town is called Good Springs, and when you first come out into this town, there's ways in which you can deal with the inhabitants. You can ignore them, go your own way, and head towards wherever the fuck it is you're going on your map. You can side with them against the powder gangers and wipe them out, or you can side against the town with the powder gangers and have the powder gangers take over the town. I have such done nothing with that at the moment because I don't know if I really want to do anything with it. Never really occurred to me not to do anything. So that, you know, you could just fucking walk away and let them go on with it, and I don't think anything actually happens. One of the powder gangers called Joe Cobb, what a fucking name, Joe Cobb, corn on the cob, turns up and says, "Oh, you need to gaze this cunt is hiding in your fucking petrol station." How? Because he's a prick. Can't remember the story, but he belongs with some sort of fucking caravan company that escort people through the wasteland, and then you get hit with death claws and you get eaten, and they eat you fucking fast. Oh, the Great Khans, there's another faction. They're like, I think they're Mongolian. I don't know actually. I think they're Khan, Genghis. Aye, they're Mongolian. Don't know why they don't have Native Americans. Well, they do, but not at the moment. That's a DLC pack we'll talk about down the line. And there's lots to unpack about this game. There's lots to talk about. I can't remember everything because there's wee settlements here, there, and fucking everywhere. But in this playthrough, I'm going to Caesar's Legion because I need to get my evil achievements. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't like being evil though. It's not really in my nature to be a bad bastard. But you know, I'll force myself. If I see somebody that I can kill and get away with killing them, I'm going to fucking shoot their head off with a shotgun. So that's the main factions, and you can make the mistake that I made when I first played this game. And I got it for the 360, and I made enemies of fucking everybody. And when you get to the final mission at the Hoover Dam, I got my arse kicked severely and had to actually restart the game, because once you've begun the final mission, you have to see it through. And when everybody's attacking you right off the bat, it makes for a very frustrating experience. So just watch what you're doing. You can piss everybody off, and you're fucked at that point in time. It's funny though, but it's a game killer. It's a run killer. And you just need to start again or go from a previous save. So I have more than one save file. Alright, there's quite a number of ghoulies and baddies to fight in this, depending on which faction you're going with, or if you're just going to remain neutral with everyone. Be aware that you need to watch who you're killing. If you want to stay neutral with all the packs, all the factions, you can't kill any of them. So you just best ignoring them. Even if you see them fighting one another, just walk on by. And then you've got all kinds of beasties. You've got geckos, you've got bloat flies, rad scorpions, and those things are a pain in the buttock cheeks. You've got giant fucking ants. You've got something called a cazador, which is basically a mutated wasp, and they things are fucking horrible. Once they sting you, they'll poison you, and oh my god, avoid them at all costs. You've got something called a night stalker, which is what looks like, it's like a snake head with the body of like a mountain lion. We are in California, so no, we're in Nevada, no California, sorry, wrong state. Oh, looks the same enemy, just a big dust bowl of shite, no water, nothing. Why anyone would choose to live, never mind. Then you've got mercs, you've got ghouls, you've got the yaogwai bears, which are Japanese bears. There's so many fucking things to kill, and so many things to be killed by. You've also got the death claws. Now the death claws are something you want to avoid, even when you're higher level. I was at my highest level when I came across an alpha or a mother death claw, and it still killed me in one hit. So aye, just beware when you're fighting these things. The best weapon to fight a Deathclaw is the alien blaster. Now when you start the game, you'll need to put a perk on called the Wacky or Wild Wasteland, in which case you will find to the west of New Vegas, you will find a crashed spaceship with aliens to kill, and you'll get your alien blaster. Be aware you can't reload this once you've run out of ammo, so save it for the big boys, save it for the Deathclaws, save it for them, because they're a fucking pain in the arse, and you'll find them all over the shop. Other things, there's also Brotherhood of Steel, and you'll come across the Powder Gangers. I've already said that. There is actually a Native American tribe in the lower parts of New Vegas called the Boomers. They're a bunch of pricks. I think that's just about it. That's all the sort of the things you're going to encounter. There'll be other things that I've forgotten about, or there's things that I'm just not telling you because I might tell you everything. Do you know what I mean? That's dull. You need to experience some things for yourself, and there is tons to miss. So just when you're going through the game, take your time, explore, and that's really the beauty of it, is the exploration. And now we'll round this video off by talking about the gameplay, the environments, and all that jazz, you know, all that schism. So the gameplay is quite difficult actually, especially when you start the game. I know the game is an open world game, but when you first begin, you really can't go anywhere other than towards Prim. If you head towards any other way out of the town, you'll get hit by giant rat scorpions, fucking cazadors, night stalkers, Deathclaws. It's a cluster fluff fuck, and I find it quite irritating because you're then stuck. You are stuck in a very narrow path up until a certain point where you can deal with these creatures, but at the start of the game you have to go one way, I'm afraid. So the start of the game can be a tad tedious for that reason, because like, oh god, play a game again, I want to maybe make a different character and make an evil playthrough, a good playthrough, and you have to go through this rigmarole, and you either decide to destroy the town with the Powder Gangers, or side with the townsfolk, or ignore it. Those are your three options. You can ignore the whole thing and just fuck off down the road. That's what I did. I ignored it this time. You can play a game in first or third person mode. Don't recommend third person because it's really not designed for it. It's fine if you're out in the open, but if you're in a building, it's a complete and utter nightmare. And the other Fallout games are guilty of this as well. Skyrim, they tried to sort of rectify that, but these games are made to be played first person. So unless you really want an extra challenge, I would suggest leaving it in first person. Now the side quests in this game and their abundance is unbelievable. There's fucking millions of side quests. I did one at the Repcon facility when I hit Novak. Talked to Manny and he's like, you need to take care of these ghouls because they keep spilling out of this fucking place and they're scaring away all our customers. So you're like, right, cool, I'll go up and see what's what. So you trot on up, then when you discover the location you can then fast travel back and forward, which is what I do. And then you're sort of greeted with a voice saying, come to the control room, you fanny. And you get besieged with ghouls, feral ghouls. Then you meet nice ghouls, nice ghouls, and they're like, gonna get rid of the super mutants in the basement. Then this is where you'll meet the Nightkin.
What do you think you're doing?
The Nightkin are new. Well, the first I've ever seen them anyway. And they've all been driven insane because they like to use stealth boys, and they're there because they think there's a big stealth boy shipment. And there's a lot of options. You can go in guns blazing. You can talk to the super mutant leader and say, look, well, I want to find these stealth boys for you because you're just killing each other and it's a kind of a waste. Even in doing that though, you kind of still have to fight the Night King, because they will just attack you on sight because they're insane. Then you'll go into a room and you'll find another ghoul, and he's like, oh, I've got a female friend ghoul, gonna go find her, and then you're tearing away through the basement if you want. You can just bloater him if you like, but the options are there, and this is what's great about this game, is that the options to try and end things in a few different ways, so that you're not stuck pigeonholed into this one way of playing the game. But the game is quite broken. It is a very, very, it's a distinct sort of an acquired taste. You're not going to know if you like this game until you've played it yourself. You can't watch videos and go, oh, I might like that or I might not. You need to get your hands on it and get a feel for it. The shooting's off, the whole thing just doesn't work, but at the same time it really does work. I normally like to try and, you know, just play it like a first person shooter, but it's not. It's closer to like a Borderlands, but it's not a looter shooter. But the sort of, you've got the health, the health bar for each enemy, and it's not the same. It's very strange. So I only draw the comparison to Borderlands is because you don't. It's not like a Call of Duty. You get a headshot and the person dies. That doesn't always happen in Borderlands. It happens sometimes if you get good weaponry, but generally it'll take a couple of headshots. Well, it's the same in this. It will take several headshots because it's like a dice roll thing. It's an RPG. It's not a shooter, even though there's shooting in it. You say, oh, it's in first person, so it's an FPS. No, it is an open world role playing game, and you need to approach it in that way. You can't go, oh, it's just open world Call of Duty with laser guns. No. You're going to die a lot. There's going to be a lot of trial and error when you first play it. I'm still trial and error on it. I'm like, oh, I should really do well in this bit, and get fucking trounced. Yes, so there's a lot of to and fro, which is great, because it gives you a lot of options and lets you try different things and see if you can worm your way out of situations and not actually be in a fight, which is great. It's great fun. And you've got the speech system, which is the best speech system, because it tells you if you'll pass it or not. There'll be marks out of 50. If you've put a lot of points like I do into speech, and I put a lot of points, I got like 50 points into speech at the moment, 45, 50, and it'll tell you like you need 75 and you've only got 50 of 75. It'll not work no matter what, which is good. No matter where you go, the exploration is a key for this game. It's one of the big keys, along with character development and your basic role-playing game feel, and trials and errors and all that shit. So it's a bloody good time, and it's a game you're gonna spend hundreds of hours in this. I think I've spent about 300 in each of the big Fallout games. Then you've got the DLC, so if you're gonna buy it, get the Ultimate Edition if you can, because you've got all the DLC packs, and there's not a shit DLC pack within Fallout New Vegas. They are all fucking amazing. I will look at them down the road, but not just now. Not just now. I want to play some newer titles. So this will be the only Fallout review I'll get for a wee while. I'll do the other ones whenever I can be fucking bothered, probably in the new year. Because there's games coming out, and there's games out that I've got that I'm neglecting, unfortunately, and no, fuck that. I'm going to dive into them, and I'll maybe do reviews of them. I might not, so the videos might slow down. They might not, I don't know. I'll see if I can manage my time a wee bit better. Working takes its toll. Doing the real life shit is exhausting at times, and I'm getting older. Don't like that either. That's a horrible fact of life. But there's only one alternative to getting older, and that's snuffing it, and I'm not really keen in doing that either. Well, one last thing. You get companions in this game, and you can have one robotic and one non-robotic, and you'll get them all over the place. There's Manny, who's a ghoul, who's voiced by Danny Trejo, which is kind of funny. You've got a Brotherhood of Steel person who's voiced by Felicia Day, if you know who she is. There's Arcade Gannon from I think he's from Freeside in New Vegas, and he's quite funny, quite handy to have a healer. Plus you'll get spy bots and dogs you can have kicking about with you. Please be aware though, if you are exploring in this game, to save often. Every time you go in and out of an area, like if you like load, like going through a door into a building and it needs to load, you will save. It will save automatically. But if you're out in the open for extended periods of time, it will autosave, but they're not quite as frequent. I think you can up that frequency though, but don't want it to autosave. So just remember to save. Otherwise, you're like a half an hour into a quest and you're like, fuck, it was all outside and I need to do it all again. Yeah. Anyway, people, thanks for watching and adios.
A precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family's service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
Go away.
Well, hello there, guys. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Smashing good. I'm glad that shite's over with for another video. I heard that you have to say that in order for the algorithm to like you more. I wonder if that's actually true or not. Anyway, what we're going to talk about tonight, Fallout 4, people. Fallout 4, the game that I overhyped in my head so much that when I first got it, I didn't like it. I was like, what the fuck's this shit? This is just Skyrim with guns. And that's exactly what I said to myself. Because as I was walking through one of the wee burnt out forests, I was like, this looks very, very much like Skyrim with guns. And that's what people said about Fallout fucking 3. It's just Oblivion with guns. This is just Skyrim with guns. But it's sort of, it's aged better in my own mind. It's not quite that shite way now, do you know what I mean? War never changes and all that. Neither does Fallout, but it does. But it doesn't. But it does. This isn't so much an RPG as it is a looter shooter like Borderlands, which is not what a lot of folk were looking for. A lot of folk hated the fact that the protagonist was now voiced. I like that fact, actually. I didn't really gel well with a silent protagonist. I don't really put myself in the shoes of these characters. I just like to go with the flow and play the game and have fun. But I can get why you don't like it if you don't like it, because it did limit the responses. And sometimes you would choose a response, and a lot of games are guilty of this, and it would be completely different from what you actually thought the character was going to say. Mass Effect is very guilty of this as well. It's like, I just want a nice wee measured response. It's like, oh, respond respectfully, and they end up shouting their face off. You're like, what in the fuck was that, Shepard? Eh? Or whatever you're called in this. I'll call myself Bob-Ag McGee. I didn't really, but... And if you've got a well-known name, the wee Codswallop fellow will fucking say your name back to you. Alright, Andra. But he won't say it like that, you know what I mean? Say it back in a posh voice. Alright, Bob-Ag. If only. If fucking only. Right, so some of the major differences in this game is the fact that you can build towns worth of fucking buildings. You know, I remember playing Fallout 3 in New Vegas, and you get wee rooms, wee shacks, wee huts, wee rooms in places where you could dump your shit. Didn't really have any display shelving or any fucking shelving you could put your armour on or anything like that. So then Skyrim came around and they did the Hearthfire DLC, and I thought people, oh, we'll quite like that in Fallout 4. And I'm like, well, we'll give you that in Fallout 4, only they went totally fucking off the rails with bonkers, nuts, bollocks. And Todd Howard, and I love Todd Howard, he just talks that much shite. He's almost as bad as Molyneux. And he's like, oh, you don't need to actually build anything during the campaign, but you actually do. And there's quite a few things, and I actually found that rather irritating, because it slowed the game down to a snail's pace. As I went from fucking house to house looking for that little elusive piece of adhesive and 5 screws, Now, when you're building your base in this, it's like, oh, you can build up a town and you can join the Minutemen. Don't join the Minutemen, for fuck's sake, or you'll be hit with radiant quests of gonna go help that settlement out. See that settlement over the other side? Gonna help them out. By the way, another settlement's in trouble, mate. How you, dickhead? Aye, guess what? Another settlement's in trouble, mate. You're like, get the fuck, Preston gobshite, Harvey. You prick. Wish you could kill him, but you can't. Not in an unmodded sense anyway. You need to mod the fucking game. This game does have mods, but the building is too much. I just wanted the ability to have a wee house and decorate, put some of my guns that I find, some of the ones that I don't like necessarily, but they look cool, they may have a wee glowing thing to them, put them on the wall, and do the same with some of the armour that I don't use anymore. Don't necessarily want to sell it, but I like to keep it and display it for myself. No, build towns worth of shite, and you're like, fuck off. And these fucking things are everywhere. They're fucking the length and breadth of the fucking, I think there's about 40 or 30, 35 to 40 fucking stupid bastard and settlement sites, and you're constantly going to go there and help them. Or these cunts are getting fucking waylaid, but these bastards are going to go and help them. You're like, shut up! No, don't want to help them. And the worst part is, you need to keep the bastards happy. There's a wee happy meter, and you're like, I don't give a fuck if they're happy or no, they can shoot themselves for all I care. They're NPCs, mate. Fuck off. Oh, we've not got enough water. Well, you're next to a fucking river. Figure it out, bastards. Aye, so the building's too much. Too much. And it goes against the odds of the actual game's story, where you're supposed to be looking for your missing son, and they're like, oh, we all know you're looking for this missing, what they think is a fucking baby, what you think is a fucking baby, and for all we know, it's a fucking baby. Start of the game and all that. Okay, I know the spoilers, I know what happens. Fuck, I'm not going to mention it, okay? But it's like, oh, you're looking for your infant child, it's not even a year old. Fancy building this entire town and protecting 40 others? No, fuck you, and fuck the Minutemen. Fuck them up the arse. They really should be called the Minute People, shouldn't they? You know, for diversity's sake and fucking inclusion and all that. Bunch of fucking pricks. Bunch of fucking pricks. The Minute Plebs. The Minute Wallopers. One of the bits of this game that I did really enjoy was the fact that it starts pre-war. You get a wee insight peek, a wee howdy-doodly-do into what life was like before the bombs fell, and it's basically what you expect. 50s Americana with all your mod cons and everything's nuclear powered. That's why there's no cables and anything. It's like your TV's got a mini nuclear reactor in it. You're like, what? Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Your cars are powered by nuclear reactors. Your toasters are powered by nuclear reactors. Your fucking Mr. Handy robots are powered by some sort of fuel, because you can find it lying about the place. But no doubt there's some sort of fucking nuclear fusion in there and all. Funny when you blow up a car in any of these games and just goes up in a mushroom cloud. Could you imagine there was a fucking pilot in the M5? You're like, and the whole city has been wiped out by radiation. Fuck yous. Some silly truck drivers fell asleep at the wheel, ploughed into this car, and every car in the fucking vicinity went up like Hiroshima. Get it round yous, ya pricks. But in saying that, there was a resource war for oil, so I'm like, what did they need oil for? Did they drink it? Put it in their martini? Oh, on the fucking rocks, you prick. Fucking, I want it churned and no earned or something. I don't know what they do to fucking process oil and turn it into fucking plastic and fuel. And what do they need fuel for? Everything's fusion powered. What the fuck do they need oil for? I think, you know what, I think the folk at Bethesda just lost the fucking bastard and plot. Right, anyway, moving on. So you start the game, you get frozen, your wife gets shot in the head by a baldy guy called Kellogg. Kellogg's Captain Crunches. Fucking, that's not even Kellogg's, I don't think. It's an American thing, I don't know. I'm no American and we don't have Captain Crunch over here. We've got fucking crunchy nut fucking cornflakes, okay? That's all I need. My mom's quite fond of Cheerios, and I like my muesli as well. I haven't eaten my crunchy nut cornflakes in quite some time. Or Frosties for that matter. Aye, so you're cutting about this wee fucking Vault 111. It is, and it's a cryogenics place, and I've not told anybody and I've lied. Everybody just thinks they're going into a fucking decontamination chamber, and they're like, well, where's the rest of the fucking vault, you pricks? Look, maybe you should ask some questions and before signing that fucking newspaper thing that the Vault Tech representative wanted, that he doesn't get let in either. Fun fact, you find him as a ghoul later on, so he's over 200 years old now, and he fucking looks like Freddie Mercury's bollocks. I'll no doubt take some flack for that, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. Wonder why they've never made a Fallout movie. Probably because the folk at Bethesda have seen every other video game movie and went, fuck off. Plus, if you really want to watch a movie that's Fallout like, watch The Book of Eli. That's a great movie. Denzel Washington's in it, and he really is post-apocalyptic John Wick. Fucking great. Anyway, sorry for fucking pish talking and all that, you know. Let's talk more about Fallout 4. Right, so new things, obviously the building of shit. You can also tinker with your armour at workbenches. So you can get tempered, fucking more radiation resistance, more damage resistance. You can make them lighter, so you can carry more. You can do things with your guns. You can upgrade your guns, make them, you know, armour piercing, give them fucking glowy wee sights, make their magazines bigger like drum magazines and easy eject magazines, give them all kinds of walloping pish. There's no degradation of items in this game either. There's no fucking needing to fix shit. Once you've got it, good. Either sell it for caps or scrap it at the fucking workbench, reloading bench, whatever bench, and you can, you know, tinker with all your shit. Then takes ages to fucking build up your guns. It does. It takes fucking ages. And you need to, you know, you need to wait. You can only get them to a certain level of super duperness, and then you'll need to level up your gun nut perk so you can do all kinds of other wee fucking funny things, and you need to upgrade your science perk if you want to do things with your energy weapons. It's a pain in the arse, but it's good fun at the same time. It's time consuming though. This game is very time consuming, just in its crafting alone, you know. Like the questing, most of the quests are quite good. The game's quite long though. I found the single player portion long as fuck, and that's because you end up fucking going here, there and everywhere like every Fallout game. But just in general, this quest line feels very long, especially if you go down the road of seeking out the railroad and like helping synths and then getting into the Institute. You can also team up with the Brotherhood of Steel, and it's fucking, so there's replayability, a lot of replayability. Plus, as I said before, you can mod this one, but I tend not to bother because there's just so much stuff in the base game that I can't be fucked. And some of the side quests are great fun. You'll find this sort of like, it's a galleon. It's one of these really oldie fucking boats that you use in pirate days, but it's got rocket thrusters at the back end. It's ran by a robotic crew and they're all fucking mental. And you basically try and fix a ship, or you do fix a ship, and you'll fly away and crash into another building. So the side quests are quite good for the most part from what I remember. The Radiant quests, however, are not, and that's been approached at settlements by either pressing arsehole Garvey about fixing up your millionth settlement because they can't do anything themselves, or it'll be a random fucking plebeian within your actual settlement going, my cousin was kidnapped by super mutants. What, in front of everybody? What are you talking about? What cousin? Or if they don't pay, or sorry, if you don't pay, they're going to have to fucking, you're going to have to go and slap them about. So you can actually just say, going to go and just pay the fucking caps. But I think you need to give them the caps because they've got no money, because you're only the one that does work around here. Wankers. Or you can go to the fucking whatever building and blutter them. It's like, oh, there's infinite quests, but they're all like that. The Radiant quests are shit. I'd actually rather they just didn't have them, or maybe had like one of them per settlement and that was it. You know, go to a settlement and, you know, maybe think about the quests and don't just say, go here, kill them, or pay up your fucking, your cash ransom money, you know, you a bunch of wankers that you are. I think this game's probably got the best character creator, because you can do both. I mean, there's two of you at the start of the game, and you can, this is where you choose between the husband and the wife. I didn't bother my arse because I can't be arsed. But you can make some fucking really horrendous looking fucking beasts. You can basically make yourself look like a fucking ghoul. I just wish folk reacted like that when you put burns over your face and fucking scars, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, then you look like a fucking fright. But I didn't bother because, well, for one thing, whatever one you pick, the other one dies. So, and I just couldn't be, I just can't be arsed fucking about with these fucking character creators, unless I want to make something stupid and wacky and for the particular mood that I'm in. that's fine, but generally I'm just like, oh, just play the fucking game, will you? It's first person. I play the game in first person all the time. You can't play it in third like the other ones, and it's an improvement, but still, when you get inside a building, fucking camera's right up your arse, and it's like, this doesn't work for the buildings, and you need to figure something out with this camera, because it's crap. So I don't tend to bother with the character creators too heavily. But I will say one thing about the map. The map is fucking gorgeous. It's probably the best map I've seen in an open world game ever. It is just beautiful, and the scaling of it when you're walking about downtown Boston, and you look up and these fucking buildings are high, man. You're like, ooh, this is fucking sensational. And you're cutting about, and then there'll be super mutants, and you'll die instantly because you're in the wrong part of the game. Oh, really, that's annoying, but it is what it is in all Fallout games. A lot you deviate from the sort of tutorial path, as I call it, a wee bit too much to get your arse scalped, and you're like, well, I'll just stick to the left rather than going fucking right here or straight on. You know what I mean? Go left. That's the easy part. Level up a wee bit, then you can get your fucking your exploration boner fucking as hard as you like. So that's the meat and potatoes of it. This is Fallout 4. I really do like the game. I was heavily disappointed at the start. It is more of an action shooter than an RPG. There's not an awful lot of choices when it comes to playing the game, good or evil. You can really just be a sarky prick or no be a sarky prick. There's no evil, fucking really evil actions that I've found anyhow. So I was a wee bit annoyed with that. They get rid of the karma system, which I don't think they should have. They should have maybe refined it a wee bit, because especially in New Vegas, if I was killing people like raiders, sometimes I'd pick up the bullets around about their base and I'd get bad karma, even though they fucking are bad guys. You're like, what the fuck? So they just needed to tweak it, but no, they just get rid of it. Same with the leveling up. They've just, all you've got now is skills. You've got your major points, like your strength and your charisma, and at the start of the game you can put points in, and then you've got your skill, and that's really it. They've watered that right down. It's not so much of a bugbear, but just be aware that's the way it is, you know. Anyway, I do highly recommend this game. It's great fun. You never know, might see a remaster of this that we have with Skyrim. I think they've remastered Skyrim about 4 fucking times now. So I think it's due for something else. Especially we're not going to be seeing another Fallout for quite some time. This is the last of my Fallout reviews. I am not touching 76. Ram that up, your shiter. And we'll see what happens with Bethesda in the future, but I think it's going to be at least another fucking 10 years before we see Fallout 5. I hope I'm wrong, seeing as Microsoft now own them, and they could just go, oh, Bethesda, that's it. They're not Bethesda or Obsidian, they're Bethesda. Gotta make Fallout New Vegas 2 or Fallout LA, or do something, fuck's sake. Don't use that shitey fucking engine they've been using all these years. So here's the Unreal Engine. Gratis, it's free, take it, fucking make something good. See that Outer Worlds? That's Fallout. That is basically Fallout on a good engine that's no a buggy piece of shite. Go play that and all, go play Outer Worlds. Obsidian made that and they're making a second one, so hopefully after they made Outer Worlds 2 and its DLC, we can get a New Vegas 2. Don't fucking let it die in us now, Microsoft. Do something with the fucking property. I hate it when companies buy up other companies and have all this power lying there, all these names, and they just go, we'll just sit in these and make some other shite. Oh, Rare, what are you known for? Conquer? Oh, you're known for fucking Perfect Dark, GoldenEye. Oh, you're known for Banjo-Kazooie. What will have you make? Fucking Connect games. Somebody was brain damaged when they came up with that decision. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting. I'll see you all later. Bye! Right, listen up people, if you are under the age of 13, please leave, thank you. Just to let yous know, there's a ton of swearing in this video, so listener beware.
War never changes.
Hello there. How is everyone doing this fine, fantabulous fucking afternoon? I am Craggs, and I am going to be starting a new video game impression series called Having a Wee Look At. Today, for the very first time, for the very first video, I will be looking at Fallout 76 Break It Early Test Application. It's a funny beta. I did like it, but I have problems as well, like most Bethesda games. They're either great or they're shite, or they're a wee bit in the middle. This is a little bit of all three. At times you'll get bits where it's going fucking brilliant, and you're like, yes, loving it. Other times it's the opposite of that. It's pish. So what are we going to talk about? Right, my general thoughts and feelings on this game. I've only played it for around 4 hours so far, because the beta was on for 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours yesterday, so I only got a chance to do that. So here we go. Here we go. This game is a prequel to the very first Fallout game in the series, made all those years ago in the 90s by, I think it was Interplay and Black Isle Studios. So I've heard Bethesda want to rewrite the lore. People are not happy because people get attached to their fictitious stories, because sometimes it's all we fucking have, do you know what I mean? So they want to rewrite the Brotherhood of Steel so that they can appear in this game, rather than Bethesda coming up with something on their own, like making their own story, their own factions. They have done that as well, but why they must have Brotherhood of Steel? Why don't they have something that completely separates this from the main series? Because this is a spin-off. People weren't happy it was always online. I'm not happy it's always online, but you can play solo, apparently. Yes, so you can play solo, but it's not like your normal Fallout game. It doesn't feel like your normal Fallout game. You cannot save wherever you want. There are checkpoints. You no longer sleep to advance time. You can still heal when you sleep, but I don't think there's a way of advancing time, which is fucking strange. So I don't know why they've chosen to do that, because it's a shared world experience. And we all know how I feel about shared world experiences. Well, you don't know how I feel about shared world experiences because I haven't fucking told you. I hate them. Destiny, fucking Destiny 2, fucking The Division. What a load of shite. Every last one of them is some of the most boring fucking game design you've ever seen in your life. Destiny's missions go thusly: go here, protect this wee flying bollock while he scans that piece of metal against a wave of enemies. Repeat and rinse and repeat until you finish the game. No fucking thank you. So the way this game deals with its story is there's no longer any NPCs. What? No NPCs? Okay. Actually, that does make a wee bit of contextual sense, considering it's set 25 years after the Great War. There wouldn't be a lot of people, let's be honest. There would have been very few people cutting about with their fucking swedgers, shooting each other in the fucking arse, so I don't mind that so much. You do get robots to interact with, like your robotic vendors to buy things. I think you can trade with people. I've not done any of that yet. I'm just chopping dogs to fucking pieces here with a fucking machete that I found. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Oh, of course it is. So no NPCs, forget that. I hope when they bring in the private servers they change that, because they're going to have to. You have a private server, you're just going to cut about the world on your own, talk to robots. That's going to be fucking bollocks. But don't think we're going to get the private servers until 2019, November 2019. That's when they said they're bringing in the mods at the earliest, so I assume that you're going to see that the private servers are going to come around the same time. I hope not, but there you go. What can you do? Answer is you can do fuck all about it, so there we go. Rant over, we'll begin a new one. Did you like that nuke? I really wasn't expecting that to happen. The bastard crippled my fucking limb, and I'm really struggling to aim for some reason. I'm pretty sure I fucking shot that thing, but it must the bullet must have whizzed by at about here. Yeah, it's dead now, fuck it. Now I'm following this little fucking motherfucker, and you're going to see some really weird looking VAT system in play in a minute. It's a very strange system for VATs now. It's more just assisted auto aim. You just hit the VATs button and it's in real time. Why even bother? Why even fucking bother with VATs? But if you're shite like I am, because I'm an old fuck, you're gonna need that kind of help, aren't you? Yes, you are. Now we're going to come up with a whole new faction called the Scorched. These replace the Raiders. These are ghouls with little bits of what look like fucking chocolate chip mint stuck in their fucking faces. They'll shoot at you. They take over the sort of non-playable character Raider type character, so you get something else to shoot at other than fucking mutated animals and bugs. Because yeah, that doesn't sound all that interesting to me. I don't know about you. Also, some really strange things about the game is the fast travel now costs caps. Now, why this worries me is I think this is going to tie it in your microtransaction system. The atoms caps are not easy to come by. I played this game for 4 hours and I only managed to rack up about 90 fucking caps. So yeah, good one. I thought I'd go a wee bit third person in this section just to see how it plays, and it's good in the outdoors, but see when you're playing third person and you go inside, it's a fucking farce, it's a disgrace. Fuck it, don't bother, the camera's like right up your arse, and look at dead scorched and borked fucking glitched Doug. Gotta love Bethesda games for their glitchy pish. Anyway, moving swiftly on to the next thing. The map's lovely, it looks nothing like the normal map from a normal Fallout game. It's very cartoony, it's very gorgeous, I do like it, but yeah, it's a bit strange. Now I'm cutting about a wee sort of like, I don't know what the fuck it is, wooden chalet hut thing. Yes, it's a gorgeous game, but the problem, the problem, like there's just fucking one. The main thing that I noticed at the start of this game, which I should have mentioned at the start, but fuck it, too late now, is the texture pop-ins quite extreme. It pops in all over the place. It's annoying as fuck. Yeah, don't like it, but I think they're in the process of sorting it, because when I played it on the Sunday, it was nowhere near as bad. So yeah, combat seems really easy as well. I took very little damage from these Mirelurks, dealt very little damage, but took very little damage too, as you will see. So these are my general thoughts and feelings in this beta. I will probably play it again before it is finally released, and I will do an update video. Thank you all for watching. Good night!